Hey guys, there you are. Actually, I've been gone for a while. I was biking this spring and I fell off my bike and hurt my wrist. I'm almost 100%. I can't wait to be out on the water. But also, this is the first anniversary of HAFE kayaking. And this video is one I wanted to make actually as my first video. When I was researching to do a channel, it said you might want to talk about something you don't like versus something you like, and it would get more attention. So that's what I did. But today we're going to talk about what I love about my Hobie Passports. Well, first of all, I have a story. In 2019, I was talking to some coworkers about getting a kayak. My dad has a boat, fishing boat, nice boat. My brother has a boat for ripping around and doing wakeboarding, that sort of thing. And I always thought it'd be cool. We live in an area here with the Manitowoc River, the East and West Twin River and Two Rivers, number of little lakes, and of course, Lake Michigan. So I thought it'd be cool to explore these areas, and having a little kayak would be just the thing. But I also like to fish. And so this coworker said, "Hey, Dan, you might want to check out them Hobies." And I looked them up and I thought, wow, those do look pretty cool. And right here in Manitowoc, there was a store that sold them, the Manitowoc Marina. Now, I never would have thought of going there because there's plenty of sporting good places here in town that have tons of kayaks. And so I went there thinking $700, $800, maybe $850 tops for a kayak. But I saw they had the pedals, and so I go into the shop and I'm like, whoa, these are really expensive kayaks. $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $3,500, different models that they have, different things you can put on them. These are expensive kayaks. And I thought, there's no way I'm gonna get one of these. And so I think I was about to walk out the store when a worker said, "Hey there, are you interested in these? Would you like to try one?" And I said, "Sure. It's gonna cost me?" He said, "Oh no, we got life jackets in back. We'll throw you in the water and, well, he didn't mean throw me in the water. We'll put you out on the water and see how you like it." So I thought, what the hey, let's go do it. So he got me down to the water, and I tell you, I didn't go 100 yards when I thought, wow, I need to get one of these. Well, I wasn't in a need for a kayak right then and there, so I ended up saving my dimes. Again, it was 2019, and early 2020, COVID was just starting to be a news item. I bought my kayak, and not longer, it got to be where you couldn't get one. I was thinking I'd get one for my wife too, but no, they were all sold out for things. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. These are great little boats. So let's talk today about 10 things I love about the Hobie Passports. Number one comes to that drive, the Mirage Drive. Now there's different versions of the Mirage Drive, but basically you get your feet in the straps on the top, and as you're kicking back and forth, these flippers are pulling you through the water, and they're doing so quite smoothly, quite quietly, and quite powerfully. And that's what got my attention right away. I thought, wow, here it is, just a little kayak. I could troll fish with these, no problem. And that's what I ended up doing. I think other people are going to find that this is a really cool way of getting out on Lake Michigan if you do it safely. But that was number one. Number two that was crucial to getting the Passport kayaks was the portability. 75 pounds is a lot. I wouldn't say it's light, but it's light enough that I can lift it up onto my car, and I can lift it up onto my kayak racks in the garage. Now, obviously we're in the garage here, and to tell you the truth, it's not even my full garage. My wife gets the front end of the garage for parking the car. Behind me, I've got the snowblower and the lawnmower, and behind a bench, we've got two kayak racks, and I can just take them off my car, put them into the garage, and they take up no space whatsoever. If they were not that portable, I would not have them. The components within the kayak too. The paddles split apart, real easy. The seat folds in half, and it's nice and light. And if you go and get one of these Hobie parts, there's a couple different models of them too. You know, you can hook up your kayak and pull it to the water wherever you want to go. And you know, other guys, some of the other models, that was a deal breaker. They put them often on a trailer, and then you know they're left looking for a boat ramp. Why not just get a boat if you're going to do that? And then you need a space to put your kayak with a trailer. I think it's cool, and I admire those guys that have them. But for me, it just wasn't a good option. All right, that was point number 2, portability. Point number 3, comfortable. That was what drew me right away on that first ride. You know, if you've ever been paddling in a regular kayak, pretty soon the drips of water are coming and they're dripping down your elbow, they're dripping on your lap. You're sitting low to the water, oftentimes on a little hard seat. Here you're on a cushioned seat. I mean, it's like being on a lawn chair, and it's open, it's dry, you're pedaling, not paddling, and it's just so comfortable. You want to put down a soda, pull up your camera for some photography, fishing, whatever. I mean, it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities with this kind of kayak. So that was point number 3. Point number 4, maneuverability. I bought that first kayak and it didn't take long, and my wife had a chance to use it. She's like, wow, these are nice. When I bought my second kayak, I had initially thought of selling the first one. I kept it because my wife thought we could do, you know, some trips together. And so that's what we do. She doesn't like fishing whatsoever. Doesn't like me fishing with her when we're going for a kayak ride. But she loves getting in there. She'll grab a little lunch with her, bring her phone, little jacket, whatever. There's plenty of room for things, and it's just so comfortable and easy to get around. There's a little rudder to the left of your seat, and you want to go right, turn it right. You want to go left, you go left. You want to go faster, pedal harder. You know, it's that easy. It's very intuitive to get around in these kayaks. Point number 5, stability. The hull of the kayak is almost a tri-hull, and then there's a keel running down the middle. So from rocking side to side, this is not your typical slippery kayak that's going to tip over, you know, as soon as you lose your balance. I feel very, very comfortable in them. I've been in 1 to 2 foot waves, 2 to 3 foot waves on occasion. You know, you don't want to get yourself in that position, but I feel comfortable as far as stability goes. I've never accidentally tipped my kayak over. So stability is a big thing. Another thing people ask me is, whoa, you get one of those big salmon, eh? That must pull you all around. No, not really. The pedal drive is powerful, and with the tri-hull and the Mirage Drive below you, as far as that keeping you from going to the right or the left, you've got the rudder. You know, you're under control of the fish. The fish is not in control of you at any time. Maybe those guys that go out on the ocean and catch, you know, a 50 or 100 pound fish, you know, they're going for a ride, but I've never felt like the fish was pulling me around. So stability is definitely a big plus with these kayaks. Point number 6, and it has to do with the rod holders. The kayak comes with 2 rod holders. Now, at first I thought, so they're just the pocket type rod holders, and there's one on each side of you behind the seat. And at first I thought, well, this is just a good place to put a rod, holds it up in the air, and when you get to where you want to be, you know, you pull out a rod and you cast it for a while, and you put it down and grab the other one with a different lure and cast it around. But for Lake Michigan, turns out they're great for pulling around planer boards. If you know what these are, great. If you don't, I have a little video on how to use them. But essentially, you let out some line, you clip one of these on, and it pulls your line out to the side. When the fish hits, part of the mechanism unclips, and you can reel it back in, and when you get it to the boat, you unclip the second clip, and you continue to reel in your fish. So planer boards work great with those rod holders. Because they're holding the rods up in the air, you know, you can set them out 150 feet, the line is high, up above the water, exactly how you want them. and there's room to put other rod holders. There's another video about that, you know, going out and underneath those upright rods. So the rod holders are actually a really cool thing on these kayaks. The position of them is perfect for not just getting around, they're out of your way, nothing in front of you, and yet they also work great for the planer boards. All right, we're coming right along here. Number 7, the paddle. Now, it's not so much that this is a fancy paddle with the Passport, it's not, but the fact that it's easy to break apart and take it for travel is a plus. Now the new ones, they put some foam in, the 2024, so in case you drop it, it'll still float, which is a good idea. But think about it, you're going out with a mechanical thing, something like this, maybe for whatever reason you manage to unclip it and we're doing something and drop it. That'd be the worst case scenario. But maybe the chain or something jams. I've never had any problems with them. They're very reliable as far as I'm concerned. But if something should happen and you're a mile or two out, wherever you are, you got your paddles strapped to your side. Just unstrap it and away you go and you're back in no time. So having the paddle with the kayak was another big selling point for me. A secondary means of safety should something happen with the pedal drive. All right, scuppers. Scuppers are pretty cool. Something I didn't really think about until I got a sit-on-top type kayak. Scuppers are two things. There's posts running through the kayak that hold these two halves together, and they form a support system, so when you get in and out of the kayak, you know, everything is stable. But in the middle of those is an opening, and the way the kayaks are, let's say somebody, for example, put a 5-gallon bucket over you. In a normal kayak, you'd have 5 gallons of water in your kayak. In a sit-on-top kayak with scuppers, the water just drains as fast as it comes into the kayak, down through the scuppers, and you're still floating, just no problem. So think of this, you're out on the water and a big boat goes by and gets you wet with a wave, or it's getting wavy and a couple waves come over the front. No worries, other than you're cold perhaps and wet, but the kayak is not going to sink. It's going to pop right up and the water will drain. Point number 9, the profile of the kayak. The profile, like a lot of kayaks, is pretty low to the water. And so what I was amazed with is when it comes to going into the wind, you know, you just start pedaling, 15, 20 mile an hour winds. You never want to be out on the water in those conditions, but it's not going to stop you like you were if you were paddling a canoe. You just cut right through the wind. You stop, it'll start blowing you back perhaps, but it was relatively easy to get around even in windy conditions, straight into the wind. Profile. Okay, last but not least, storage. Number 10. I love the storage on the kayaks, especially if you start to upgrade to different latch hatch type options that they have. You can get a rectangular hatch to go in the center. You can take the center 8-inch circle hatch and put it in the back or front. There are pre-molded areas where it's meant for those hatches to be located. Hobie also sells buckets that go with the different hatches. So with that, you've got the internal storage. You also have bungees on the front and the back to throw some things. The front is pretty limited because you're not going to crawl over your Hobie drive, at least in most instances. I don't see myself doing that, but it does work great for storing the Mirage Drive. When you're getting into shallow water, you want to get that up, you can put that in front and pull a bungee. There's a pin that sticks up and down. You can shove it in there and it's secure. But behind you also have a big bucketed recess area where you can throw a cooler, throw some other things. With the bungees, you know, it's easy to throw your extra gear, your extra jacket, whatever you want to throw in there. And then in front of you, there's 2 straps that can hold your tackle box. The strap is also situated so that it keeps your, if you have a drink with you, it keeps it held up to the side of the kayak. You know, I'm out on Lake Michigan and it's always a little bit of wave, and it just holds everything tight up against the side, which is perfect because you catch a big fish and you don't want stuff sliding around in between your legs. You want that all cleared off. So storage on these kayaks is great. Well, that's about it. 10 reasons why I like the Hobie Passports. Hopefully you found this interesting if you're thinking of getting one, and hope to see you out on the water. From HAFE Kayaking, have a good day. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's a fishing machine, my friend. It's is una máquina pescador, mi amigo. Yes, this thing is quiet, it is sneaky, it is portable. That is what I love about this kayak.